Hey guys, it's me. Actually me, not just my annoying voice being injected into your earballs, but like me. Countless games claim to have a fully fleshed out and lived in world with NPCs doing their own thing and living their lives outside of your immediate circle of influence. This and that, you aren't the center of the world and all that jazz. But what many of these games seem to forget is that making this a reality isn't just about what we're shown or what we're told, but about what we see and overhear. Cyberpunk 2077 claims to be one of these games, but do they make the same mistake? Do they go too far? Is there such a thing as too much world building? Let's take a look at some gameplay and make the decision for ourselves. Thank you for coming to my Tomato Talk. If you came just because you wanted to say, no, there's no such thing as too much world building, Cyberpunk is perfect, well, congratulations. I think you're right. But if you came to look critically at what CDPR has shown us so far and really want to think about this world building, let's get busy.
Your moment to shine, kiddo.
Let's start with some of the footage released after Night City Wire Episode 1. Thanks to Paris for the footage.
Let's take this piece of wonder tech for a whirl.
So right off the bat, the first thing we see is this carjacking gone wrong. The first thing I like here is the obvious styling of this vehicle that is so different from others. Clearly, Rayfield has their own design language that will probably be reflected throughout the game. And yes, this is obvious, but don't worry. There will be some other more interesting bits as we go along.
Get the fuck out. Okay. Easy.
Nothing personal, compa. Just biz. Rayfield's mine.
What? Man, never heard of thieves' honor. Finders keepers. I was first.
Listen, only one of two ways to do this. Friendly or fucked up. Either way, the ending's the same. I'm taking the car.
What are you doing?
Chingados?
You're under arrest. Head where I can see him. Nice and slow.
Jackie Wells, my old pal from the hood. See you haven't grown an ounce wiser.
Hey! Detective Stintz. Been a while, huh?
Inspector Stintz.
Now this whole exchange here with the police is pretty interesting and really speaks towards the culture of Night City and how it actually differs from other cities in 2077, such as Atlanta.
Yours ain't to me.
Left for Atlanta. Looking for a slice of
We also get some insight into one of the districts of the city here.
Always maintained it's the same for all you termites in Haywood. Born here, live here, die here. Looks like I was right.
You know, fuck all about me.
Truth hurts, huh? Just watch your tone.
And we get to hear about how messed up the justice system is.
Give us a break, huh? You lock us up, I just jerk off till trial. And then what? Worst case, we get some months. Hell, standing room only nowadays in El Bote. So, I'd probably be out early.
Sounds familiar, right? Here's where it gets interesting, though. Sure, this guy's a dick. He doesn't care for our lives, and he's pretty flippant, but this whole exchange just shows how much power the money at least believes they have over the law. And for the most part, the law obliges.
Let him go, sir?
I suggest you toss them in the sea. Cuff leg's broken so this trash doesn't float.
Money rules in Night City, but reputation seems to save you in the end because you don't die. So the familiarity with Inspector Stintz is worth a mention. Next here, we're driving through the city, and while it's basically nighttime, look at how freaking bright it is everywhere. Clearly a bustling part of the city, but I would like to see more contrast. And check this cool detail out. The license plate seems to be a sort of QR code kind of technology. All digital, I guess.
No. Yo también te quiero, ma. Damn, about time, Holmes.
What's new with Senora Wells?
You know, she's worried about me. Whatever. Can't help herself, you know? Checking to see if I'm not rotting in some dumpster, like most of the Wells boys.
Alright, here, obviously, besides Jackie's excitement, the nomad dialogue option that pops up shows how big a deal this bar must be, giving the idea that certain places are much harder to get into.
Afterlife, here we come, baby. Yeah!
We're only here because Dex is pulling the strings. Doubt that puts us in the same league as them.
And our reaction seems to say that the clientele is pretty high caliber.
Ready to get your cherry popped? Yeah, come on!
And here Jackie mentions proper burials no longer being a thing. I wonder if that's because there's no room, or more likely, not enough money to justify it.
Place used to be a morgue. Believe that?
Who would have thunk?
I know, right? Way before our time, that. When proper burials were still a thing.
And who might you clowns be?
Name's V. This is Jackie Wells.
Oh. Is that supposed to sound familiar?
It will soon. We're here to see Dex.
A cool little detail with the eyes lighting up differently to show an ongoing call. Cybernetics are everywhere, in form and in function.
Says he needs a second or two. Go get yourselves drinks or something.
Way ahead of you, viejo. This is it.
Yo, this girl here is all chrome. That's pretty sweet. I wonder how close we can get to that in game. Also, check out this dialogue over here. Looks like there is an active military as this person is on leave. What would be interesting to know is if this is a private military or governmental. I'm not sure if the government still maintains its own armed forces in 2077, but I'm sure somebody in the comments knows.
Even Morgan Blackhand. All sat on those stools. Fell asleep on that same bar.
Looks like we're up.
Okay, I think those are holograms in those tubes in the background, but I can just never be sure with this game.
Best fixer in all of Night City.
Thought Dex was the best.
Rogue was lining up jobs when Dex was still shitting in diapers. Place belongs to her.
What can I get you?
You order.
2 tequila old fashions with a splash of cerveza and a chili garnish.
Duo of Johnny Silverhands coming up.
Right on, chica.
Somebody did their homework.
Looks like the dog ate mine.
Age-old tradition. Drinks are named after our regulars.
Say I wanted a drink named after me. What would I have to do?
Snuff it. Mind-blowingly spectacular fashion. Mid-op would be best.
Now this seems like a pretty simple way of letting players know that Johnny Silverhand is supposed to be dead. I like it. Subtle. I hope that's all they give us during the game and they don't go and start slamming it into our ears. Okay, so this area here is clearly more devoid of traffic and light, unlike the last section. Also, lower income, which seems to be the implication, as coming up here you'll see that there is no air vehicle parking locations.
Designated landing site has been detected at the destination.
Find a spot close to the bar, as close as you can. Fuck procedures.
Initiating landing sequence based on new parameters.
And make no mistake, We're high class in this gameplay. Between the brand name in the upper left and the stock tickers in the bottom right, we seem well accustomed to money.
We have arrived at your destination.
Fuck's your problem, Psycho Suit? This look like a landing pad to you? Could have fucking crushed us.
No, hey, we ain't looking for no beef with you.
Okay, Psycho Suit here seems like a derogatory term for high-class dicks, I presume, and not the good kind. If we go back, though, it's interesting that the whole HUD disappears for this segment, and you'll see that a few times throughout this gameplay. It seems maybe these are cutscenes. I wonder if you can break out of them.
No, hey, we ain't looking for no beef with you.
Seems trouble wants in.
Clearly, this bouncer belongs to a different gang from the last, but it's nice to see such divergent styles and atmospheres surrounding the different factions. Each game has a huge backstory. The mocks are no exception. While we peruse the bar, check out the news ticker at the top of the screen that's been playing this whole segment. I wonder if that will take you to real-time side quests around the city. Either way, looks like Frankfurt is still a happening spot in 2077. Also note, it's called the Times Square Marquee, which is a little nugget of info about current-day New York City.
Now sit down and tell me what's got your shorts in a knot.
It's good to see you too, Jack.
I like how in this low-key looking area there are still tons of lit up billboards and signs plastering your sightlines, though a lot of them repeat. I'm feeling the Milfgard ad though. Call back to Conan O'Brien in 2015 for this one.
I'm the Emperor of Milfgard, if you know what I mean.
Regardless, billboards and ads are everywhere. Neon lighting. Cyberpunk nerds around the world are shaking. Alright, so this is a vast change from the rest of the gameplay, introducing the character to a different atmosphere than what most may associate with Night City. Things out here look much more our time. The trees you see here are also native to Southern California, called Yucca brevifolia, or Joshua tree, and is actually a plant.
That's fine. Step aside.
What? Got any idea what to do?
I'm gonna bypass the coupling and rig a hot wire.
Compressor will run on and on. Could seize up.
Some very interesting posters on the wall there.
Did anyone ask your opinion? Okay, let's see what happens.
It's like I was telling you. Nah. Not shabby at all. Question's how long it'll last you.
That'll get me to Night City. I'll figure something else out there.
Right.
This scene coming up is a peek into the interesting dynamic that plays out with the law out here outside of the city, since there isn't as much money over them to put the boot down. I guess the hierarchy is a bit different out here, you know?
Hey, Mike. Didn't know you had a customer. Rolled in a few hours past. I thought He'd at least called in. Don't you sweat it, Mike. We're gonna hash it out.
That guy was nervous.
Don't you know you owe the sheriff a word when you pay his town a visit? To tell him what's brought you here. Maybe even over a cup of coffee.
No need to worry. I won't be staying long.
Didn't answer my question now, did you?
You gonna tell me what happened back there?
Let's say I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh. Happened a lot to you?
Rarely.
Smelling trouble around the bend?
Drive, Jackie, just drive.
Someone's coming our way. This does not look good.
Stop your vehicle immediately.
Let's get out of here. On it.
Holy crap, do you see these ships in the air? I don't know what they are, but they are ominous. I love that they added that in for the atmosphere, even if it has nothing to do with the gameplay. I think my favorite part about this Nomad gameplay is the distinct lack of technology featured on the HUD. We are low-tech out here in the boonies, and the area is dominated by more land use and less verticality. The idea that everything is crunched into the center in Night City to leave so much open space out here to build outwards vibes with what we're seeing in cities today, and shows a real conscious decision to not only differentiate gameplay in and out of the city as much as possible, also show how invaluable it might be to build out here. And that wraps it up for this video. I didn't cover everything here, but that was a little bit of what I noticed while watching the gameplay. Unfortunately, while this one was pretty late, I haven't had enough time to make videos covering Cyberpunk lately, but I'm making a push to diversify more. So I hope you'll consider subscribing and sticking around to see more of what I create for you. Feel free to leave some feedback in the comments or even join me on Discord to discuss more. Of course, you can also check me out on Twitch, where I will be streaming Cyberpunk when it comes out, and probably be doing more live analysis of the footage released up until then. I'll also have giveaways always going on Twitch, as well as what's going on down in the video description here. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see you again later.